discussion on the minutes? Can I get a motion to approve the minutes?
I'll make a motion to approve the meeting minutes for October 13th, 2025.
I have a motion made and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay.
Actually, it's not the 13th, isn't that correct?
No, that was the day it was posted. Yeah, there is the 13th.
But you're on there, whatever is on there. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, correct. Do you still want your neighbor to stand?
No,
Accept Attorney Elliott's resignation, removal of City Attorney Elliott.
And we got other minutes to approve.
Huh?
Special meeting minutes,
What special meeting?
right here, October 20th, special meeting. Because I have quite a problem with this statement. It's totally misleading.
What statement?
Right here, it's.
We didn't have a meeting. You're talking about the night.
There's minutes posted right here.
If you're talking about the night that you and Billy sat in the audience and didn't come up on the dais, there was no quorum.
It says minutes. This states approve all minutes. The statement on the agenda
They're not on
says,
the agenda.
it says approve of minutes.
in previous meeting.
Yes, it says it right here.
There was not a meeting that night.
Well, then why do we have minutes?
I think
Because,
it was a,
I think we have minutes because you're stating a misleading bit of information here. And it's misleading and I want to eradicate it.
do you think I wrote those?
I don't know who wrote them, but it's misleading, and I wanted to eradicate it. Because the city attorney said I was correct.
At the time, I said that yes.
Yes, exactly, and nowhere in here does it say that,
Well, that would have been incorrect then.
but you're, it's, okay, but you told me at the time it was correct.
I said that it may be correct. And
No, you said correct, your exact words.
I
If
said
you
that
guys
if
put
you're gonna
audio
make
tape-
an objection to
Yes.
the meeting, that could be sustained. That's what I said.
But you said that I was correct because it was not posted in 3 places. And I know for a fact that was an ordinance. I've been through that ordinance book.
There is no
Well,
ordinance.
the ordinance book also disappeared at one point.
It never-
So how it did it?
No, it did not.
It did not. Did the board approve the ordinance book to be released? No, it did not.
We had a discussion when the issue of hiring the sheriff's office to enforce the city law. I had made it clear on 2 successive occasions that I was going to have to get the ordinance books and get them scanned and copied so that we can give them to the court because they have to have.
But it was
And I was
taken
going to
from the
organize
building.
them as well to put together what we call cheat sheets so that the officers could get the ordinance numbers in writing tickets.
And the ordinance book was taken from the building, and I can swear to God, my hand on the Bible, that is an ordinance that was in the book.
The ordinances that came back were the same ordinances that left. So
Well,
if you, no, I think what you're mistaken about, and that's what I checked, was in the passage of a tax rate at the end of August. We have those by statute have to be posted in 3 places. No other ordinances have ever had to be posted in more than 1.
I have been in the office for 10 years. It is always asked the former mayor. We've always posted it in 3 locations.
Not required, and, you know, I'll put
Oh,
my 40 years
is it-
against your 10 years.
Well, I'm saying it's in the ordinance book, I read it.
Well,
Okay.
show me where it is, Dave, and then we'll correct whatever you want to correct. But it's not in there.
But it's a little interesting that you're disagreeing with tonight, but that I did agree with you.
I agreed that if he's gonna object to the meeting, that's fine. Both you and he were here only as citizens and not as
Well,
board
I was
members
here.
to the private.
Listen, I was here and it
That
did
was
state that it's an illegal meeting.
That's a
The illegal
violation.
meeting I had it stated had nothing.
Your
to
exact
do
words
with
were,
the
David is correct, it has to be posted in 3 locations.
I did not. I
That
said,
was your
if I'm
exact
correct, then that's
words.
what happened.
You have 2 witnesses, you have 4 witnesses.
This is not,
David, if I was incorrect in thinking that you might have been correct, because I didn't have time to check it, but I did check it, and no, you were not correct.
At the time, you stated I was correct.
What difference does that make, Dave?
Well, because it doesn't say that in here.
Well,
It makes it sound like I'm lying.
you were incorrect.
But you told me I was correct.
I
And
agree with
you were paid to be
that
city
you
council.
should have the meeting.
You were
with
paid to
everybody
be
except-
city council. You were supplying us with critical information.
This is not getting us anywhere, guys. There's an item on the agenda.
This
To
is part of
accept-
the item, said previous meetings,
to ex-
minutes for the meetings.
There's no there wasn't no meeting. There
I
was
agree on
not,
that, but we got minutes for it.
Yeah, we do. Right here,
Not-
6 minutes.
but there's no meeting. I mean, I can't,
Most of the public information, there was more than a quorum sitting here when we came in, I do remember everybody stating that. So this public information.
there was not a quorum on this dais, and you refused to come out of the
Well,
audience.
I'd have to say, I disagree that there
And
wasn't a
Dave's
quorum, there was
refusing
4
to come out.
aldermen sitting here, and I didn't take the street and make a quorum.
Yes,
Well,
and the
Dave-
attorney even said it doesn't matter where you sit as long as you're in the building.
Exactly.
That's
Dave
fine.
refused to come up.
I was not here, I came to report in a legal meeting, but my whole thing wasn't even the same as Dave's, but I was never asked why. But that's here nor there.
You said
I
you were just
stated
here as a
this is-
citizen, you weren't here as a
Well,
board member.
well, do we wanna listen to the recording?
Yeah, I mean, if that's what it takes, that's what you said.
We can listen to the whole recording, the whole meeting, we'll make the whole thing public.
Bottom line of it is, there was no meeting because we never got to that point. We never took a roll call, we never had a meeting.
But you and Dave objected to there being.
I don't disagree on that.
Well, then,
Why do we have minutes?
Call it a record. There was a record.
So I want it to be stated
It had
correctly.
been posted, and therefore there should be something showing.
Well, posted,
And if he wants to
I
correct, if he wants to. if
the
he wants
posted
to
thing's
serve
one thing, but
in
on
there
special
and
meetings,
approve it,
aldermen,
then
they served our
the
papers
attorney
prior to the meeting, so we
incorrectly
don't
said
know
you
what
were
the
correct.
rest, we didn't have that either.
I make a motion to change the minutes that are listed for October 20th, 2025 to make the accurate and correct statement, saying the city attorney said this was correct. He also stated that it did not matter where Alderman Rice and Holcomb sat, they would be counted as having a quorum. It doesn't matter where you sit, it is a quorum if you were in the building. That was a statement given by the attorney at that time.
And that's why we called it an
I
argument.
will second the motion, but we'll also add the recording.
You second the motion? First and a second.
motion dies for lack of second.
No,
I seconded it.
we did get a second. You said second.
All right, I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay.
Carries.
Just to correct, so 47.
We're gonna attach the recording to it for public sometime now. Tell them what it is.
Are we finished with minutes then?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Next item, accept Attorney Elliott's resignation, removal of City Attorney Elliott.
So we have to approve this agenda.
All right.
That's my,
Oh, did you need a comment on that?
I'm here, I'm not here, here I got this. Thanks, Tim. Thanks, Bob. Next to you. Just fine.
It's not, that item is not on the agenda.
I make a motion to alter the agenda, stating to approve the agenda, which should have been on here. It was
That was
taken-
taken off there.
It was taken off there?
I never put that on.
To add, approve this agenda back onto the agenda.
I'll second that.
What number are we putting that to?
That should be under
I suppose it.
reading and acting upon, so 4B,
Number, okay, 4B.
yeah,
Well, it should be 5.
5, and we'll move everything else down to 1.
All right.
I have a motion and a second to approve the agenda for this evening. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. Motion carries. Dave made the motion and
I second. What's the one for you?
now we're at item 6.
We're still on item 5.
That was 4B.
You can move down one.
We moved
I
it
got
to
you.
4B,
Fair enough, 4B.
so we're at 5.
It, okay. Always appears as a separate line item, but that's okay. That's what you want to do. We'll do that. Item 5.
You wanna read it?
Again, accept Attorney Elliott's resignation, removal of City Attorney Elliott. There was no resignation tendered that day. I can tell you that.
If I can address it, I certainly know how to resign. If I'm gonna resign, I'm gonna tell, not the clerk that I'm resigning, when the mayor is sitting in the adjoining office. I know how to resign if I'm gonna resign. I did not resign. I said, you're gonna need to look for a new attorney. Now, that's different, and the reason that I wanted that, and I asked the clerk to put it on an agenda to look for a new attorney. And the way that was gonna shake down was that if you want an attorney who doesn't protect the city and the board from the sunshine law, in violation of the sunshine law, in violation of their oaths of office, then you're gonna need to look for a different attorney. If you want an attorney who only agrees with the board, regardless of what the board says, then you're gonna need to look for a new attorney. If you're gonna, treat an attorney like he's your enemy, you're gonna need to look for an attorney. Because my job as a city attorney is to tell people, whether they like it or not, what the law is and what the truth needs to be. Your oath of office is to uphold the state law. The sunshine law is a state law. You don't want to believe that that doesn't mean that you can have these little sub-meetings and communications about city business outside of an open meeting. It's a violation of the sunshine law.
I'm glad you brought that up. These are the ordinance books you brought back, is that correct?
I'm sorry?
These are the ordinance books, is
Sure,
it? You think you brought back, because you beat that on
I
me,
brought
since
the
I've been in
ordinances
office in April until you brought them back, I've never
I
seen them.
brought the ordinances back. I can't see exactly what all's there, but I brought, I think, 3 boxes. I mean, there's 4 boxes of stuff.
Yeah, I do believe it was also our original minutes and some other things.
I don't know, it was whatever
Well,
was
I
given
can
to
see what
me.
you said in the email.
It was whatever was given to me.
And underneath the sunshine law and or the class of a forest city, are the ordinances normally the only original copies ever supposed to leave the city hall?
It's an impossible situation if they have to be copied. Now, one of the problems with them is to scan all those pages. Dave Rice went through and put yellow sticky notes on various places. You can't even feed those through an automatic feeder like that. So I had volunteered, since we were going to need to have a certified copy of those ordinances to be on file with the Associate Circuit Court, because that court is the court who will be receiving any tickets that our officers write. They have to have that by statute on file, or they cannot act as our attorney, as our court. In addition, the officers need to have a short reference, what I call a cheat sheet, where I list the offenses and the ordinance numbers. Usually I put also the ordinance, the charge code along with that, on that, so that when they're writing a ticket, they can write what ordinance it is, because they don't have city ordinances filed, and they don't have them memorized. So that had to be copied. If the clerk wanted to do that, it would have taken a whole lot of her time. The plan was to take it to Speedy Office Supply and have Jen Field do it, at a cost of a whole lot of hundreds of dollars.
I'll ask the question one more time. Is there any sunshine laws, ordinance laws, state laws, RSMO codes on the laws that state that the original copies and the paperwork that goes with it that made those are ever supposed to leave the record keeper or the city hall?
There's nothing saying that it has to stay here. What you're talking about is a law that says that the clerk is the keeper of records. That would have made her responsibility, one, not to give me those records, to know that they were the only ones we had, but it needed to be done as a necessary thing. So, yeah, it was a necessary, there's no prohibition of it.
When they were removed from city hall, were any aldermen notified?
Everybody was here. I think there were 3 meetings in a row in which I was promised those ordinances and never got them.
You promised the ordinances, but not the original copies to
I didn't know that there was anything, I didn't know there wasn't another copy of them. But I was finally given, I didn't go take them away on my own impetus for just some nefarious purpose.
Did
I was
they-
trying to do a favor to the city.
Did they ever get upscanned and sent to the sheriff's department as you stated that they?
They got called back before I could get all that done, Bill, and you were the one who called.
I did call them back. How long did you have them for?
I don't know.
Let me say something. How much did you charge us for doing this?
Nothing.
I'm pretty sure I signed a check that says otherwise.
That's his monthly stipend.
Yeah.
I did not bill anybody for that, and I was going to be paying Speedy Office Supply out of my pocket for that.
Why
Because
would you do
otherwise,
that?
huh?
Why would you do that?
Same reason why I donated the stuff to the city for the fall festival, because I have been doing stuff for this city since Maureen Mumford brought me down and asked if I could be the city attorney after the audit.
Well, I'm asking that question because at one point you would have been fired from the city. At one point you have sued the city. So
I never sued the city.
you never sued the city.
I never sued the city.
You never represented somebody that sued the
I
city.
represented 2 people who had brought suits against the older people who were violating the sunshine.
City of Silex, correct.
No, the older people, not the city of Silex. The people who in fact had participated in closed meetings that were not authorized by law.
But they were the aldermen of the city, so you and hence did. I mean, they were served at the city.
The city is not responsible for the penalties imposed on.
Yeah, that's what I was asking. What I'm asking is that you did represent to do that.
As an attorney, yes, I did represent
Okay.
people who, including the city clerk, when she was unlawfully fired at a closed meeting.
Yeah, I didn't know that. My question was, it was just a difference there of opinion probably, but that was fine. David, do you have any questions on that?
My thing is this is my worries. Every single meeting, she never listens to the alderman. She goes straight to you. Every question asked, she doesn't come up with an answer, she comes to you. That is not something, I think you're a handicap to her. You're a crutch to her. She does nothing without coming to you. You know, there was an incident recently with the Thornhill in the truck. That angered Mr. Thornhill. He came here, you apologized, I think you should have, and you did. God bless you for doing that. It's the right thing to do. I was on the fence about the attorney mayor evocation. Fall festival. All the aldermen were there. Not once did you consult any of the aldermen. Went straight to him.
About,
Canceling the fall festival.
I never went to.
He knew about it before any alderman did.
I never
Because I said something at the fall
You mean,
festival.
you talking about canceling Braden?
You canceled the fall festival.
I canceled Braden.
You
I canceled the evening.
Okay, who gave you the power to do that?
Nobody.
Exactly, but
I
you did.
made a judgment call.
You don't make a judgment call. You were not a king
Dave,
or a queen.
you can't have a consultation, you can't have a public.
You can ask each person their opinion, but instead, no.
We'll get
Did
that,
not.
we can get that part of the fall festival, Dave. I
Okay.
think you're exactly right.
Sure.
I mean, on that one, unfortunately, I'm gonna put a motion in to remove the city attorney.
I second the motion.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
No, actually, let me go back. I want to do a roll call on that.
Alderman Holcomb,
Yay.
Alderman McDonald,
Yes.
Alderman Lanier,
No.
Alderman Rice.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Yes, my evening's easy.
Mr. Jones?
Well, I don't think I need to.
Can I say something before we leave?
You can when it's public turn to comment.
I serve at the leisure and the pleasure of the board. The board doesn't want me here. I didn't apply for this job. I was invited to get this job. I was assured that the intrigue and the drama and the backfighting and the deceptions were all things in the past, that they weren't going to be like that. Not a job I needed, not a job I wanted. But as I said before, you're probably gonna have to look for an attorney who's going to be allowing that kind of thing to take place. So, we wish you all the best.
Thank you, Lee. I appreciate you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Out. Any idea, we're gonna do without an attorney now until you can go out and
Later
find
down
one?
the agenda, I do believe we're gonna be looking for one.
You're gonna place an ad, and you're gonna wait for a reply. So we're gonna be without an attorney now.
I do believe I've already actually got one that's interested and several others also. But we'll have to put that up for public notice, as you know.
Yeah,
We'll go ahead and move down the agenda.
yeah. But
Chair, what's next on the agenda?
I'm not done talking yet.
Roll call, it's over.
I'm not.
The talk time was during deliberations. Can the chair do her job?
The chair can most certainly do her job,
Let's move.
if the chair is allowed to do it. Unpaid bills. By the way, he left his check, he doesn't want it. And good luck finding an attorney to do that. Do you have any comments on the unpaid bills? I'll entertain a motion to pay the bills.
Make a motion to pay the bills. Pay the bills. I'll second it.
I have a motion and a second to pay the bills. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Financial reports are in the folder. Any discussion on those? If there's no discussion, we'll move on. Project updates. The tower foundation is done. Staging is going to start, and I talked to Kyle today, 12/1 is when they'll start staging the tower to get it put up. And we're still striving to find all the leaks. We can't isolate them for some reason. But we're working hard at it. On the sewer, the lift station 6 will be rehabbed as to storage. That lift station, if anybody remembers, was never really put in correctly. And so they're working, that's the last change order we got, they're working to rehab that to make it more functional. Royal Oaks, I believe that's going to start hopefully next week, is what I was told today.
Well, yeah, I talked to Mike about, 4 days ago, he said 2 weeks.
ADA ramp?
On the what?
ADA ramp?
No.
Do we have any monies or anything getting ready to fall off an ADA ramp since our ADA ramp's falling apart in front of the building out here?
Any money getting ready to expire? No. What are you talking about? The COVID money has been earmarked and is done.
For the ADA lift ramp?
No, that was at one time discussed, but it was never fully said, that that's what we were gonna do.
Well, what are we gonna do considering it's falling apart out there?
I understand.
I mean, we have discussed it.
I
For those
understand.
projects.
Yeah, we voted, we're gonna spend part of the COVID money on the ramp.
I don't think that was ever put to a vote.
So we're just gonna let the state shut us down because we don't have proper ADA ramps?
That's it, that's not what I said.
That's what I'm asking.
That's not what I said.
But that's what I'm asking the question.
No. That's not the case.
Where are we at on that?
I'm nowhere,
Nowhere.
nowhere.
You,
I mean, I have thoughts and I have ideas, but I didn't know if anybody wanted to hear them. So,
okay, what are we gonna do with the pavilion that you went ahead and did, that we voted on and get it shored up correctly, that's not done correct? That's a project update that we haven't dealt with yet either,
why is it not done?
because it's not put back together correctly. All you gotta do is look at the standard building codes, it's a pole building. How do you
What
do that?
building code?
Standard building codes. The ones that we talked about, the one way I was gonna be there to help do that,
Yeah,
showed up 3 times, nothing there, no materials. Same with the deck that's out there that'll come up here a little bit afterwards. If I am mistaken, we even allocated some of that money to go back to the stage that was in dedication of that, due to the fact that it sat so long. The metal's not on it, we approved all of that. Where are we at on that?
pavilion, and
Yes,
that's not
pavilion.
pavilion.
It's not shored up correctly, the electrics not close to being close to code.
I think that would be a question for maybe the supervisor and the maintenance guys.
Let's see, the project updates we've been talking about for months.
Anything else? Anything else? Okay, so we can move on?
You're the chair.
Huh?
You're the chair.
Yes, I am, for now. Acting on unfinished business, tractor pull track discussion, I don't know what that's about, so.
Have you ever contacted the man that we accepted a bid on, to actually tell him that we accepted his bid, to bring in the track so the city can make some money?
Yes, I called TJ and talked to him.
That name told me you haven't talked to him yet.
Well, that's not correct, because I did.
Yeah, so where we at?
Well, I'm waiting for him to come down, and we gotta get that pile of clay.
He's not using that clay, if you would actually talk to him, it's too rocky. And
I
the
did
evidence
talk to
is
him, and I
state
asked him to come and look at it,
Mhm.
and tell me that. He said, just, if it doesn't have too many rocks. So, you know, what am I supposed to do, Billy? I'm here,
Well, what
nobody
about
comes to
progress?
me and tells me anything.
No, we vote on it, and for some reason it sits on your desk and doesn't either get done correctly or doesn't get done
I
at
did
all.
talk to him, I did talk to him. You can believe me or not,
Do you know
but I
when you
did
talk to that man?
I talked to TJ
Did
Love.
you do it via email so the city can actually see
No,
what
I
it's
did
done?
not, I did not.
Well, that probably would've been a good idea.
You think?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't realize I had to.
Well, part of the sunshine law.
I didn't realize I had to.
That's a new copy of the book, if you wanna read it.
Oh, this is ridiculous.
Absolutely infantile.
Yeah, it's pretty appalling. I've never been to a meeting like this to where there's so much conspiracy going on
Charity, you wanna read it now?
in the chairs.
We will talk at the end, trust me.
Bottom line on this item, I did talk to TJ, and that's all I can do.
Can I just ask?
Well, I got a text right hear from the man. Have the mayor ever got a hold of you since the bid for the track, since the meeting?
What was the date on that?
No, when we did the track, when he sat in here.
What was the date on that?
The date on this, right now, 6/31 at 5:01.
6/31.
5:01, sorry, 5:01 tonight.
I was mistaken.
Let the record show that she has not contacted TJ on the
I
track.
did talk to
Do
TJ.
you have anything to show that I'm asking the man and I have evidence to go ahead and support what we need to here? That's what I asked.
No, you know, you've made up your mind, so.
And I just, sorry, just ask that if you do find things out, can you inform us, please? That's all I'm asking.
I cannot call you
No, at the meetings, I mean, it wasn't even on the agenda.
this agenda.
Yeah,
I didn't do this agenda.
well, it hasn't been, we haven't heard anything on track in months. So I just would like to be kept informed, that's all I'm asking, I'm sorry if it's an inconvenience.
Fall Festival report, rain insurance. Let me have it.
You can't wait 24 to 48 hours to ask for it.
That has never been something that we do automatically.
I understand.
Never been. Has it, Dave? Has it ever been something that
We
we automatically
had
do?
done it 3 straight festivals in a row, but then it was stopped for a while, yes.
That's not something you automatically do. That is a cost to the city, and, you know, so there were other people at the meeting that could have brought it up too. Nobody did that. Why is it my responsibility?
You're the face of this is your festival. You're the mayor.
I am? Gee. But it's not only my responsibility. Somebody else should have had that forethought.
I think the forethought was there. I don't think it ever got on your desk. I'm
It
pretty
never
sure I
came
was
to my
on the
desk.
tests.
It never was brought up. At any of the committee meetings that we had, it was never brought up about rain insurance.
We had to vote for
It
rain
was not.
insurance.
It was never brought up. He said so. Never.
It wasn't.
Do we got to vote for rain insurance?
It was not discussed. It was not even a thought because we hadn't been doing it. We had not been doing it.
Well, since I've only been here since April of this year, David, is that true? PJ, Steve?
It has been done in the past, like I said, there was like 3 straight festivals where it was done, and then it was dropped.
Not since I've been here. Might have been for 2 years now.
Well, that's
Yeah.
a good thing for next year, wouldn't it?
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Sheriff is,
Hold on, I thought we were doing the report on
Yeah.
Fall Festival.
yeah, go ahead.
Maybe I'm a little confused, I'm not exactly, but according to this, we're positive or negative the 2,973?
Negative.
We're negative 2,973.
Yes.
Okay.
That's how much it ended up costing us after all this said and done.
And I wanted to ask, that it was a $1,200 in donation that Jessica brought. Was there 200 someplace else?
Yes, Dave Humberger.
Okay.
Dave got 1,200 donations down here.
Well, you have, Lynn
Yeah.
has it written down.
Well, you have the thank you note list. That's
Yeah.
what I was referring to, the thank you note list. I just remembered that. But yes, so 1,200 for
But I
us,
didn't
we
have
had
it.
200 from, the heat got from people from, and then he brought in the earbuds.
Yeah, because I didn't have.
All that
him.
stuff, and then we had $300 given to us by coastal carriers for
The
Steve.
list that I gave you included the ones that Jessica brought and Coastal Carriers. It did
Okay.
not include the ones.
So that we just said,
We do need to send those people.
alright, you got it. Yeah, I sent those out for you. But the total revenue, for donations was 1,700. We're still, and we were, after everything was said and done, was spent.
But didn't we sell food? We sold beer? And we didn't make any more than,
Cause that's, I mean,
you're not showing any more than 1,700?
well, I mean, the total cost for this.
I'm really kind of shocked it's actually that amount. With the rain we didn't have, we had a push for a minute, but I can't say it was a big push. I'm gonna say.
No, I mean, last year, Yeah,
maybe a quarter of the food, maybe?
And last year, I probably by myself with the help of Bridget, Justin's wife, and, with Dave and all of us doing with the food I served last year. I'm pretty sure it was like almost 3,000 something in food sales and beer sales last year. We just didn't have it with the rain this year.
But everything, did you sell Monty's food this year? And so that was all free and clear.
Still, this is, I mean, I can't produce money that we don't have. We had ice, we had bounce house, we had a golf cart, we had radio advertisements, we had police, horses, insurance, distributors, food.
Any other questions on the fall festival report?
So it's a negative $2,973.23, that's what we lost on, that's what the city, that's what people said.
That's what we paid for. I'll send them after donation and money for it.
Okay, is that done, Dave?
Yeah, thank you.
Sheriff's discussion tickets. Again, I don't know what that's about. Somebody enlighten us.
Well, I had something on the agenda because, I had went down to the Night Owl Cafe to grab something to eat, and while I was down there, a young man, same young man, that was blowing down the streets in a motorcycle fall festival, blew past the curb, hopped the curb, and almost hit people. So I went inside, and I talked to the young ladies in there, and they're like, this guy does it almost every night. He just blows past the sidewalk right in front of us. They're like, you guys called City Hall? Maybe they were underage. So I said, maybe you should have your owners call.
Did you call 911?
No, because I yelled at him and he drove off and never came back.
You were a witness to what he did. You could have called 911.
Yeah. No, you're right, I could have. I wouldn't
City
have
Hall's
said
not
that.
gonna do anything about it.
Well, but, you know, if your people that are businesses in the town, their employees are kind of scared, I mean, I would think City Hall would want to know.
Sheriff Harold,
Yes.
should that not have been called for 911?
If you can identify the person operating the vehicle and make a complaint, be that witness, there could be potential charges.
There's a gentleman who's, owns property behind Gary Hunt's. I can't think of his name, but you guys know, the guy that came over and talked to us, Bob here. Blue one, yeah, he's got that blue motorcycle on his beer cans because he's been trespassing.
Again, if someone is caught on camera trespassing on properties, then again, the information can go to the prosecutor's office.
Okay.
Sure. I have a question, if you can answer, please. I know we have a deputy doing, is it 16 hours a week? Is that what we have contracts for? Somewhere right there.
A month or something like that, 67.
With that being said, is there specific times that they're doing that, or is it random?
We actually, I'm glad you brought this up, so we created a dashboard we're gonna give the city, so you can actually see it electronically, and we can communicate on the city's needs. If you have a particular time period you'd like to see, then that dashboard will be a leaner way for you to communicate with the deputies that are doing it, so that they can see it, you can see what they're doing. So we've actually, Captain Pasquale has that intellect and be able to build that out, so he's done that, and he's gonna be passing that on to the city. We've already used it, the deputies are actually been using it on their phones to log it. We're actually gonna need to give the city, that app so that they see it as it goes along.
And just to make sure, because I know some of the board members weren't quite clear, just to clear it up, we're running state statutes, not city ordinances,
Yes.
correct?
Yes, that's the laws, just like the troopers and deputies do every day, that's the exact same thing we're doing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anything else on that? Okay, follow up on Northwest Fire Protection Agreement. Well, I gave both signed copies to our attorney at the time, and I don't know, he was gonna send it to their attorney, and I have not heard anything further, so I don't know how we're gonna find out that answer, but
That was the last meeting.
We don't have copies or anything, emails or anything?
yeah, we have emails, Billy, that I sent it to the attorney
With the answers?
with the answers.
Yeah, what was you saying, and you sent him with the original copies, that's what I was asking. What
I
does
gave
original
him-
copies
I gave him
contain?
both copies. They requested that both signed copies be given to them. They would sign one and send it back. So we would have a completely executed document. I don't know where that stands because I'm not in contact with their attorney. Lead line letters, they went out on the 7th. I've finished communications with, Missouri DNR today, letting them know that we had done that. So, I'm working with MRWA to get this facility. Now it's in the hands of the citizens, who all should have gotten your forms, and, the bank's already filled theirs out and sent it back, took pictures of their pipes and sent it back. That's what they want us to do. This is not a me thing, this is not a city thing. This is Missouri State DNR. They're the ones who want to get rid of all the lead pipes in Missouri. So, and they're willing to give funds to help facilitate that. But, you know, there's hoops we have to jump through in the meantime.
So
Yes,
the lead line letters went out with the water bills, is that correct?
No,
Oh,
it's
no.
not.
Separate letter.
Water bills are not out
Because
yet.
I have not received them, I'll tell you that right now, I'll need one.
They went out on Friday.
I got it.
Did they just go out?
On
I
Friday.
went out on Friday, so
Okay.
then snail mail.
Little poll, that you have to fill out.
If you don't, somebody doesn't get one, just let us know, and
Okay, I'll bet here.
maybe you can post it.
Is that all about that? New business. MML.
That was ridiculous.
Yeah, I wanna go back and pay the MML fee to get re-registered with them. They answer any questions, all you have to do is call them, they will give you any questions concerning the board, anything you need to know for any alderman. They're very extremely helpful. I asked for the salaries of all the city clerks in the state of Missouri, instantly he printed it off, faxed it to me, mailed it to me. They are a wonderful resource, and we haven't been with them in 2 to 3 years, and I think we need to be again.
Are we behind on that bill, do we know?
Huh?
Are we behind on that bill, do we know?
No, they just don't renew you
Okay.
if you don't pay them. Yeah,
So it's an annual.
yes, yes.
I'll put a motion in to, get us back on the MML.
I second that.
I have a motion in a second. Let's do a roll call, please.
Alderman Macomb,
Yes.
Alderman McDonald,
Yes. Yes.
Alderman Alderman.
Yes.
Motion carries. Repeal any possible ordinance giving mayor complete power. Item I is spending for mayor. I don't have any clue what that's about. I don't know
Again,
when
David.
asked it to go on the agenda.
We passed an ordinance giving the mayor almost complete power. I think it was 2 meetings ago.
Are you talking about the one where, okay.
No, I don't know, the most recent one we just passed, where there was a dispute between your duties and her duties, and we gave almost everything to the mayor.
That wasn't a vote.
First of all, state statute gives me the power. That's where you need
The
to,
board has power.
the power to run the city.
So you are in charge of the fall festival, and the city's the head of the
I never
city.
said I wasn't.
Good. the same day, I know, you haven't talked to me since.
You haven't talked to me, I've
Since
been
I
here.
asked about the special meeting that was illegal.
No, I've been here. I don't know where you've been.
I've been here too.
So there was never, no, we didn't make that an ordinance, I thought we did.
No,
Well, I gotta be dead honest with you, according to the, letter from the attorney that's no longer with us, most of these ordinances are probably trash. Most of them we're gonna have to get together and look on,
There's a
and
certain
we're probably
date.
gonna bring state statutes back in and fix all of this.
Whether they are, signed or not, there's a certain ordinance in there that codifies what is not signed, because we lost some to the flood, some originals.
What year was that, do you know?
How many floods have we had, Billy? They
I don't know, I
lost
wasn't here for
ordinances on every flood.
I don't know, I wasn't here for those.
If I'm not mistaken, it was 2007?
Well, the one that got us was
Well,
2008.
when did the city become a village to the city of Silex? Because that wouldn't have been any good. When did we, that was 2002,
They were
2006,
ordinances
2007.
they are ordinances that apply to this.
Ordinance were good for the
municipality.
village of Silex, if I'm not mistaken, the city of Silex. Was actually through the Attorney General's office, incorporated later 2007. So if that was 2006, I'm not too sure, I don't know, that's why I'm asking.
I mean, without the presence of an attorney, I can't answer that. I didn't
When you
know.
were here, you don't know when the flood was?
We had a flood in 2008, we had one in 93, we had one in 92, we had lots of
Which one
floods.
destroyed the records?
Yeah, they put them on the floor.
So you guys never moved them up to the state attorney general's office? So you had a matter of fact, so if something like that did happen?
I did not, I was not in charge then. It was not my responsibility.
How long have you been mayor for now?
2 years.
2 years? And in 2 years' time, I've been here since April. You didn't bother to look at our own city ordinances or the books to look and see.
I was
what's
actually,
going on?
I'm glad you brought that up. I was actually told the other day by the clerk that I didn't have the authority to look at the ordinances or to look through any of the files or to even be in her office.
Well, I mean,
That's
the
not-
sunshine laws do state that if you
That's
want the
not
information, you
what
can ask for it,
that's
and
exactly what
absolutely
it
ask for it.
Oh, Lynn.
Your clerks association told you.
I said with this, and let me speak if I may, this being the only copy of what we have, I was told by my clerks association that protects us because we are the record keeper, that you have to get, that anybody taking these out of the building has to check them out or take them with us, so that being the only copy. Now, the way to ratify that, and which I told you, was once we made sure everything was good, that we could make copies for each and individual board member and alderman. Where you're coming up with the rest of this saying, you don't have permission, they said that we were supposed to keep them locked,
You
we were supposed to keep them in our office, and that no one's supposed to be going through our stuff when we're not here. Because we are the record keepers. That's what I was
I know.
told. Now, if you wanna say something otherwise, that's fine, but that's what I
Right,
said.
and
Don't-
you're saying by that I don't have the right to go through
No,
any of the
I'm saying,
files.
while I'm there, yeah, but not when I'm not there.
So
You're
I
not
have to ask
supposed
your permission to go through the files. I have to wait for you to come into the office before I can
Excuse me.
research anything.
Excuse me, I'm gonna interject here. Did the group you belong to, the clerks, did they say it was a law, or they suggested to protect you?
Both.
I couldn't find a law, that's why I was asking.
Well, here's an RSMO, statute 79.110, that is a law. But we'll go ahead and read this so that way everybody's on the same page. The mayor and the board duties of a fourth-class city, that would be us. Mayor and board of aldermen of each city governed by this chapter shall have the care, management, and control of the city and its finances, and shall have power to enact and ordain any and all ordinances not repugnant to the Constitution and laws of the state, and such as they shall deem expedient for the good government of the city, the preservation of peace and good order, the benefit of trade and commerce, the health and inhabitants thereof, and such other ordinances, rules, regulations as may be deemed necessary to carry such powers into effect, and to alter, modify, or repeal the same. So in 2 years since you've been here, you haven't even looked at the books to see if they were any good anymore? The ordinances?
First of all, I'm not a lawyer.
Well, neither am I.
Secondly, we have a
But
lawyer.
here's a
today.
copy of state law.
I don't know. I don't understand why you are saying that it's my responsibility to make sure that the
Well,
ordinance.
because part of the responsibility of all of us sitting here, especially for the sunshine law,
And the ordinance
is to have ordinances in City Hall, so if any member of anybody comes
They
in
work.
here, they can get it. When it's gone for months and I can't get it, I don't know what they are, that's a problem.
You got it.
Yeah, I finally had to ask the right way, but I shouldn't have had to ask that way because they should have been here.
He explained to you why.
I know what he explained. I can also read the state law, and I'm not as mature.
I can read it too.
Yeah, it's more formal, business.
Yeah, well, it's
Or
kind
no,
of, it's
we
kind of like
just had the truck over there for, what, 2 months?
4 months.
So I mean, 4 months, if somebody came in and asked for a building permit or anything, because without going to these books, I would have no idea.
So you pick up the phone and you call him and say, can you back
That's not what state law says.
Okay, can we move on? Repeal any possible ordinance giving mayor complete power. What are y'all gonna do with that? And spending for the mayor. What's that mean?
That was for the,
There's gonna be, again, I always had a problem with the amount of money that is being spent. And now I'm being told that some in the amounts of not getting board approval for, which to me is extremely upsetting. This isn't necessarily spending, but it is kind of spending. The free lawn care. Why do you get free lawn care?
Well, I'm kind of new on that, but I don't think that's actually legal, Dave. Do we know that to be fact?
Yeah,
What is it you all would like me to do?
just
Do you
follow
want
the
me to be here
rules.
or not?
Follow the rules, that's all I'm asking.
You,
Dude, Alderman Holcomb, you get.
All we're doing right now is actually doing what we're supposed to be doing, that's our job, and actually checking the balances, checking the books, and making sure everybody else does. There's no reason to get upset about it.
and you are also handcuffing me.
Well, you are the face of the city, you do not run the city, the board of aldermen runs the city. State statute 4th class, you can look that up yourself too. With that being said,
So-
the reason for that is for conflicting interests, checks and balances, and state laws.
There has been nothing spent in this city that has not had.
We haven't accused you of that.
You have, he did,
Well, he said
you
grass
ratified
cutting.
it,
He
you
said grass
ratified it.
cutting.
If I've got an emergency, it has to be spent.
Well, what is being ratified? An ordinance
come
is
to
brought that nobody
No,
can
it's
see.
not an
What are we
ordinance.
talking about?
No, I'm talking about spending.
I thought we were talking about grass cutting. Isn't that what he said?
Talking
Grass
about-
cutting, isn't that what you said?
That was part of it,
I'm a
yes.
little hard of hearing, so I do apologize.
Yes.
So you have heard that she's getting grass cutting for free on the lost. Fill me in.
Would you like me to go back and reimburse the city for the grass cutting that I've had?
So,
I can do that.
so is the city employees cutting the grass on city time? That's what I'm asking. Well, that's illegal.
I don't think it can be.
Yeah, it's illegal. You're not allowed to gain anything. So you're gaining free grass cutting by the people paying for city employees to be working on city property.
Would you like to address that, Bob?
Bob doesn't need to address it. It's your yard, evidently. I'm just finding out about this.
We have already had this 2 fall festivals ago. You went out and had a t-shirt made specifically for you and no one else. And I complained about that, you can't do that.
It wasn't just me.
no.
No, it was the one when you were first hired. You and her got t-shirts, no one else did.
Because we were the new ones.
I don't know, I'm still hung up on this grass cutting. Because the grass cutting by city employees on city time by city funds is illegal. I had no idea about that. That's something we're probably gonna have to go into, and look into.
Oh, okay.
Well, you're the one that said it's happening.
Maybe it's doing it on its lunch hour, you ever think of that?
Still using city equipment.
Yeah, city equipment can't be used, city fuel can't be used, city trucks can't be used.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe he used his mower some.
Well, we're asking.
My zero turn, my private zero turn, absolutely. I didn't use city equipment on her.
Did you do it on your lunch break, or did you do it on?
I never ever did it on city time.
Okay.
I don't do anything like that on city time. Just, I'm not taking up for no, I'm just saying.
No, absolutely.
Thank you, I mean.
Okay. Mine is a yellow law. And I agreed to use it for the city when I need to, but I also agreed to cut her off. And she did offer to pay me, and I said no. So I'm gonna tell her like it is.
Like that. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
I just want the truth to be. I don't wanna get the middle of nobody, I just want the truth to be out there.
I would like any of the board members who think that I have spent money without their permission egregiously, I'd like you to bring that up, because I need to see.
Nobody has said that at this meeting should be.
Yes, it was said, there was spending done. It
Well,
was
I'm sure they're
said,
spending it, nobody said they were spending money you couldn't do.
well, why does it say
Then why did you give me a
spending for mayor? Why does it say that?
Well, right now, what is your spending allowance?
$500.
$500 a week, a day, a month? I mean, how can you do that? What is that?
It's a week, I think.
What was it, Dave?
It might be it.
Did any of the aldermen know of the city ordinances on that or the state laws?
I've only been told I've not seen an ordinance on it.
There is not a state law for that effect.
Well, actually, right, there's articles that actually supersede that before class cities, they actually state it has to be in an ordinance, which if there is an ordinance, I don't know. I'm saying there's not. I mean, obviously, they all sat down at an alderman meeting and just spread these out to see what is legit and what isn't, especially after the being gone so long. And I can't make heads or tails out of it, to be that honest with you. So with that being said, I'd say we're proud of just table that to the next one, and look at the books, and then move forward. So I'm not saying she did something wrong, or she did do something wrong. I'm not here to accuse on that, because I know of nothing right now that says she can or can't. Because that is what I've been told since day one also, is the 500. But I was told back then it was 500 a day, now I hear it's 500 a week, so I really don't know. So I think we need to put that, probably set that up for the next agenda. Or give us time to the regulars of that.
It should be more than $500 an incident. If she needs it twice in one day, because of two emergencies, she uses it twice. But it should be used by the mayor in an emergency situation. It's not something to go out and try to go for. That's something to go.
Well, I don't think anybody knows that's a sunshine law. It's supposed to be public. If we don't know, how do they know? And if it's a week or a day, I mean, that's a problem. Obviously, that needs to be addressed. That's our job to actually figure that out.
Put it down.
That's the alderman's job.
We're gonna do something about it as needed. $500 as needed.
Is that how it was?
No, I'm saying if we're gonna do something
No,
about it.
I mean, has that how it's been? You've been on the board
That was
probably
an
longer than
assumption,
I was.
that was my assumption, and I know what happens with assumptions, but it only makes sense, common sense. If there's two incidents that cost $500 a day, wouldn't you let the one go, just because you ran out of money?
I really don't know. That's the thing. It should be part of the sunshine law.
Are you fine with that as the,
No, I'm fine with us looking it up to see if it's actually legal and what we have to do about it, and it's written in the articles for a four-class city to follow the state law. We could always make it an ordinance after that, yes. If it's an ordinance, I wish I could find it, but I haven't been able to find heads or tails of anything like that. But then again, I just got these back not too long ago from them not being here for a long time. And I can't tell you much because these were the original copies. So I don't know. I was hoping to get some advice from some of the senior ones, like I said, I won't be here since April this year. So I think we'll put that on, make a note of that so we can look into that.
I'll make a motion to table the spending amount for the mayor until we do further investigation.
I'll second that.
I have a motion and a second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. Power of mayor.
Yeah, I had already kind of brought that up earlier. The board runs the city, not the mayor. you can't just make decisions. The Thornhill thing really bothers me still, and it upset him, even at Fall Festival, he was not happy.
That's funny,
He
because I
stated-
talked to him and I apologized to him and it was fine.
Yeah,
Yeah, well,
Yeah, I remember.
and I made a mistake, I admitted I made a mistake.
but you didn't even consult the board.
I made a mistake.
So what's worse, apologizing or not accepting the apology?
What's worse is actually not doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah,
You apologize for it.
Yes,
We can't accept that apology?
it's been accepted, but it has been done. Fall Festival still. Ask us, don't just make the decision.
Here, let me go ahead and just put some clarification on this so I can stick a state law statute to this, so we all know exactly kind of where we need to be sitting on the RSO 79.290 powers and duties of officers prescribed by ordinance in fourth class and third class cities. The duties and powers and privileges of officers of each character in way connected with the city government not herein defined shall be prescribed by ordinance. Any bonds may be required in such office and faithfulness in office in all respects.
So you're gonna write an ordinance that says that the mayor can't.
No, it's stating that we have to write an ordinance. No, they're stating that governing what you can and can't spend, we have to make an ordinance.
Right, we're not on spending now, we're on power, we're on the fact that I called
That's part of
off
the
the,
powers. It's
we're on
really
the fact
powers
that I
and
called off the
duties.
fall festival when it was raining, there was nobody here.
We're not
There
talking
wasn't.
about those,
I
but-
counted 25 people underneath the pavilion.
There
I'll have
were-
to say there was people there for
There
3
was
or 4
nobody
hours
here.
while you were gone. But we'll get to that.
I was there till 7 PM, there was 25 people here.
We can get that back to the fall festival, Dave. We can keep on.
In
moving.
essence, it saved the city $400.
Well, we're already a negative $2,900 and some change. I don't know if that's much savings.
You don't think that's worth
That
it?
just added to the negative. Well, I do know when you were left, power lights were left on and everything else. You didn't stay to help clean up.
I checked in with the clerk
You
and.
didn't
I
check
said,
in with
"I'm
any of
going
your
home."
aldermen.
No, I didn't,
No.
I didn't see you.
I said by the smoker was cooking the whole time.
Are we finished with that item?
What are we doing with the,
For now, we are.
I don't know what we're doing.
what are we doing with that one?
I had no
We'll put
idea.
that to the next agenda also. We're gonna have to go over, we're gonna have to make ordinances, the state law states. That's our job.
Okay.
Yes.
The aldermen are gonna have to do the jobs and we're gonna have to get that rectified.
Table for, next, for ordinance.
Correct.
Mayor needing board approval on decisions. Let me give you a scenario for that. Are you talking about all decisions?
Yes, you just can't go.
Okay, let me give you a
offenses you just did.
Let me give you a scenario on that, Dave.
No, we're not talking about all decisions, we're talking about
Well,
everything that
I'm
applies
talking,
by the
yeah,
law
he
and
has,
ordinance.
he's been recognized. I'm
I also
talking to
know that it's already been tabled and wrote down, so
You're
the
not,
chair can
you're
move us
not,
through.
you're not recognized. I'm on the next item on the agenda.
Which one is?
That is item C. No,
Power
item
hand.
D, I'm sorry, item D. Let me give you a
Mayor needing
scenario.
board approval on decisions.
Say we have another leak happen, water leak. And, you know, I don't even know where I'm sitting right now. I have the authority to tell them to
Well, your
turn
state,
it out.
your state statutes
I am not talking,
actually
sorry.
say you do because
You
it's
are
an
out.
emergency for the.
You're out of order. You're out of order. I'm speaking with him.
I'm not gonna have any part of this mention. I'm not gonna take part in it. This is ridiculous. What you guys are doing.
Have a good evening.
You guys- Wait a minute. What you guys are doing to her was uncalled for.
Well, how long have you been alderman on this board?
It doesn't matter, because I guarantee you, there's more people in this room that will agree with that.
Okay, enough. Thank you, BJ.
Thank you, sir, for standing up, because there's more people out here that will agree with you of what's going on up here.
But my scenario, I don't even know right now if I have the authority to tell them to cap it off. Let me finish. Let me finish.
You
Because
asking David or the board?
I'm talking to a board member right now.
Well, the whole board's here, you should be addressing the board.
Shut up!
That's state law.
You're asking me. So do I have the authority to go ahead and okay that repair?
You No, it.
Or do we leave the
Okay.
water off and make people suffer?
Dave,
Or I
it's
can
already
be in a
been
meeting.
tabled. We can live.
In emergency situations, absolutely.
Well,
But
then-
those two were not emergency situations.
I considered it an emergency,
What, that it's raining?
that it was storming. Do you want that kid driving out here in the rain?
Why didn't you notify the whole public?
We had the festival the whole day during the rain.
Yes, and when he contacted me, he reached out to me and I said it wasn't raining at the time, that I thought the gig was still on.
But then you said no. Without talking to anybody, you made the decision on your own. This is what frustrates us. We were right there, you could have said, hey guys, what do you think?
She made an executive decision. I thought that's what she was supposed to do.
Is there anything more on that?
No, that's it, I'm good, thank you.
City clerk by appointment only.
Throughout the day, Vilma especially, mistakes get made because I'm getting interrupted 20, 30 times. Somebody wants to come in and open up an account, or we have a new business coming. I've had 2 of those. Just people coming in, dropping by to chat or pay bills or.
Well, that's actually a pretty good statement. I like that, and it should be also with the alderman, we need to make an appointment with you to come in, if we need to sit down and do that. I'll go ahead and put a motion in
Thank
to,
you.
make it an appointment only. For the alderman, for everybody. Well, the alderman still would have to too, but obviously we would get preferential treatment, and it all depends. But if we wanted to come down here, we just call like we normally do, and set up a time, that's the appointment.
Steve, you always do.
That's the
like
same thing,
that.
that's the same thing we've already been doing.
Right. But I don't get, so appointment only, like nobody.
So if you need business license, something like that,
Business-
instead of.
Oh, okay, so they, are you talking like if they have a problem, they have to make an appointment? Oh, no, I disagree with that.
No, like a business license or,
Standard operating
Standard,
procedure, so if it's an emergency,
it's
we
always
have
been
state
that way.
statutes that supersede that anyway.
it's always been that way before I even came here. Sylvia and, what's their name before that, they've always been by appointment. It's been listed on the bills, it's still even on the old bills in the system. Sylvia always had it by appointment only.
I do kind of have a problem with that and the effect that that's why I like living here. It's a small town. You can come in and just openly discuss with the person, you don't need, like, I don't like to have to make an appointment for everything I do. That's just my opinion.
We've actually been kind of doing that anyway, because we'd rather know when it's coming. With that being said, obviously, she's in the middle of doing financials, we've already seen the grammatical errors that everybody's yelling about on the thing due to those facts. Obviously, it's an emergency that would supersede.
Absolutely. My Skype always drop everything. My phone's on 24/7.
Fair enough.
I'll put a motion to put that in, obviously, the emergency would supersede that. And daily run of the bill, pay the bills, you don't need an appointment from you, can obviously do that at the pay box. I'll second it.
Motion and a second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Just for the record, I am not by appointment only. If I'm in this office, I'm willing to talk to anybody.
Well, that's why it says city clerk, not the mayor.
Oh my goodness.
All right, registered sex offenders working city events. Is that you?
No.
No, I think that would be me. I'm just curious what you think about that, then.
What I think about it,
Absolutely.
the person we're talking about,
Mm-hmm.
he's been a member of this community. He was the DJ. It's not that big a deal.
Other than he probably violated state laws, but that's on him, but we invited him in, he's a registered sex offender tier 3 level, which is the worst level there is, and it's public
So-
information.
So what are you gonna do? You're gonna vet all the volunteers? And
No, actually,
vet
that
all
was part of what I was getting ready to come to, and I'm glad you brought that up. Employee files and people gonna be at the parks, yes, we're gonna make an ordinance where we do background checks, like, it should have already been
How
done.
many people you're gonna have
That's-
volunteer if they're gonna get background checks?
They can go to the sheriff's department, get their background check and bring it in.
We have a hard enough.
Well, this is the volunteer that we're getting right now.
We have enough.
He was 19 years old and the girl was 10 years
And he's
old.
60 some odd
He
years
sure
old
is,
now.
he is. 10 years old. You think everybody's gonna like that or want that down here next to the school, the bouncy house and the kids? Seriously? I don't think that's a laughing matter whatsoever.
I'm not laughing.
And the bad part is you thought about that for quite a while, and I just found out. Yes, I'm gonna push a motion that the mayor has to do her fiduciary duties on the background checks for city employees.
That's not the mayor, that's the clerk that should do that.
Well, actually,
Why would it be the
if you
mayor?
would read of your articles, you start reading that book I just gave you.
Why would it be the mayor?
You're the face of the city, it's your customers, and that's what's good.
But why would I do the background check?
I'm
That's
saying
the
you
clerk.
got to, that's not what I'm saying, we're not doing background checks here anyway. We're gonna require background checks. Yes.
Yes, and so you are saying,
Yes, I'm putting a motion in to require background checks for city employees and anybody that's gonna work at the festivals. Yes.
who's gonna be responsible for
Doing what?
doing the background check?
Well, we're gonna go let them go ahead and go up to the sheriff's department, pay the fee, get their background and bring it on into us.
You don't have to, yeah. Okay,
I gotta do it for jobs, I'm sure many people
Sheriff,
gotta do it
do
for
you-
something.
Do you guys, if I get a form together, or do you have a standard form maybe at your office I could go off of? And do you do background checks like what the kids, like the schools do for like, parents do for field trips? Like I can't even go on a field trip with my grandkids unless I have a background check.
It shouldn't be that difficult to marry what the schools are.
What the schools are doing, okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna put a motion into that. Due to the fact that it's already in our state statutes and the RSMOs,
I don't know if we need a complete background check, I mean, you just look on CaseNet.
what we can get a copy of it, bring it to it, I've done for 55 jobs, probably 10 or 15 this year alone.
It's no
It's
different.
not
than
that
going-
big of a deal. It's a protection for the citizens of Silex.
I
and
get it,
children.
I get it.
I have a motion, do I have a second?
Nobody wants a second, watching for sexual registered offenders working on our events?
I do, but I just don't know if the background check is needed.
Background check isn't gonna give you the complete thing, it's just gonna say if they've got a felony with charges or whatnot. You're not looking for misdemeanors or nothing like that.
Remember, we already have that thing with,
We don't check background checks on
Well-
candidates that want to be.
You haven't
older
checked,
or
we
mental.
haven't checked background checks on city employees.
Yes, we have.
They don't do it at the county office, and we don't do it here, do we?
The county office doesn't do background checks on their employees?
They do background checks probably on their employees, but not on candidates that want to be in office.
Well, I think it would probably be a pretty good idea, considering you got tier 3 sexual registered offender, that's been right down there with the kids and by the school, which if I'm not mistaken, could very well, he may have broke several laws.
He lives by the school, he's close to the school.
What is the feet range for a sexual registered offender? Do you know?
Probably 500 feet, I don't know.
You come up with a pretty good number. Steve, you don't want to second that?
Yes, I will second that on this one, thinking about it.
I have a motion and a second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. Motion carries.
Can we get a roll call on that?
Let's do a roll call vote on that.
Alderman Holcomb,
Yes.
Alderman McDonald.
Yes.
Alderman Rice.
Yes.
Motion carries. Okay, this is one I put on there. Boone Slick agreement, for street grant. I need the board's approval that I can sign that.
There's a copy of it in your folder.
This is to have them write the grants. It is going to cost us money for them to write the grant.
This is the same one we're going to talk about, is that correct?
Exactly right.
Second door on your right. Welcome.
Have they said anything since the government shut down on what's going on?
We don't have a contract. I can't talk to them until we have a contract signed. All I did was get the procurement, they sent the proposal, they're the only ones that have done.
And this is for them to write it for us, is that
This
correct?
is then for them to write us a grant
To write us the grant.
and to administer the grant.
And what is that gonna cost?
It's in here. I don't know off the top.
Not to exceed
$2,000
$2,000.
Our authorization.
When will that grant, people get, less amount of grant money?
I don't think so. I don't know. Just curious. But there's also, I thought there was more fees than that.
The client shall pay 50% of the amount agreed for services upon execution of the agreement. Not the-
The match grant.
It is a match, but we can match in kind. It doesn't have to be in money. We can match by repairs we've done to roads and that's all we take into account.
Okay, they're gonna write this up, and the gentleman will be proposed and sit on it, and they'll submit it.
I don't know that, I haven't talked to them. I'm waiting for the contract to be signed before I can talk to them. We haven't accepted them, the board has not accepted them.
That's what I'm saying, why would we accept them without knowing if it's gonna sit till the end of next year or till the federal government comes back up? And then if they're not gonna do that, then we gotta rewrite it, is there a time limit on this or
I
anything?
didn't see time. That doesn't mean it's not there. I don't know, maybe I just didn't see it. I don't know if the federal shutdown is affecting federal funding. I don't know.
That's
Any of
all.
that. So. So, I just need to know if you all
We're not
will allow me,
really-
will allow me to sign the contract or not.
Well, I just, I mean, this clearly states here that we agree to pay 50% of the total cost.
No, we,
That's what it says right here under invoicing, correct? For services based on the action.
agreed to, the amount agreed to for services. The amount agreed to for services, which in this contract, what I've done so far is $2,000.
Right, let's look at her invoicing, where it says the line below that.
Agreed to for services upon execution of the agreement. That means we can pay $1,000 when we sign it, and then we can pay that $1,000 at the end of the day if we choose to do that.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
Upon submission of the application.
Thank you for clearing that up. I get you.
So we will have to pay, but it will be
1,000 off the bat.
probably, or we can just go ahead and bite the bullet and pay the 2,000 and have it done. And as far as matching funds, it will be, we can match in kind by the work we've done. We have to prove it, but the work we've done on the streets so far, keeping them half-assed as we can. Best we can.
I make a motion to sign the Boonsick agreement for the street grant.
Will you qualify that that gives me the right to sign it?
I make a motion to give the mayor the right to sign the agreement for the street grant.
I'll second it.
I have a motion and a second, let's do a roll call on that.
Alderman Holcroft,
No,
Alderman McDonald,
Yes.
Alderman Raines.
Yes.
Motion carries. Quote for fence removal, that's something that Mr. Spinier, Alderman Spinier had asked me to get. And, it's in your folder. We have later on down, item K, we've got some ideas for the fence. I know there's been a lot of controversy about it, but it's a necessary evil, we have to have it. to keep people from breaking the tubes, and spilling sewage water all over the pipe. This bid contract is from McNair, it says for $65,000 to remove the fence.
I make a motion, we do not remove the fence.
This is just a bid, David, it's not a
No,
contract.
we do not.
We don't have to accept it.
Well,
Okay.
I'd like it to be a dead issue from now on.
Okay, I make a motion that we do not remove the fence.
I'd agree with his motion on the concept at this time with any bids until the alderman had actually looked over the paperwork and what the requirements are and are needed and to keep the safety of the public. I never got to see the paperwork on what was needed, how it was installed or anything. I'll second it with that.
I have a motion and a second, let's do a roll call.
Alderman Holcomb,
Yes.
Alderman McDonald,
Yes.
Alderman Rice.
Yes.
Carries. Okay, Gambrill family, there you are. Hi. They wanna put some donation bins at the city park.
Yeah, so as many of you know, I'm from Silex, I live in the back. I haven't been around as much lately, started business in town, but I was part of the team that got both $5 million projects set up into the town. I used to set up fall festival, did all this stuff free for the kids, set the stuff through, donated through my business, stuff like that. I partnered with a donation bin company. I have a shop and a warehouse in Troy, Missouri. What we're hoping to do is just put one donation bin out here somewhere in the city park area. It's for clothing, coats, toys, stuff like that, household items. My partner, who I partnered into this business with, has wrote out a thing. A portion, on average, less than 1% will hold for our own processes going through. 99% of the stuff, the goal is to circulate the items that still have life in them locally rather than have them hit our landfills or other such bins that take this stuff out of state, and normally it gets shipped overseas. So the items get shipped overseas, no one ever sees into the thing. Normally what we do is when we do sell items, we sell them below other thrift shops in the area, often at no cost as an opportunity as well. So every Sunday we're set up at the Winsfield Flea Market inside. We have a booth where we set the items out after we've gone through them, washed them, laundered them, and then we have buckets, pay what you can, even if it's nothing. So it's a way that these items are being recycled through, but staying in this area. It's also something, in addition, we donate clothing as we go through it to other local organizations. There's women's shelters, stuff in the area. Lake St. Louis Hospital we're trying to work with when they have patients who come in and car accident, they have to have their clothes cut, whatever, stuff, they have donation bins where they give the clothes out, so we're trying to work with them as well. For the city of Silex, what we'd also like to do is set up a thing where either in City Hall or somewhere we can have a coat rack. So like during the winter months, any of the coats we get are set up so locals in the community can get the coats. Silex is a tight-knit community. A lot of times families help each other on the thing, but there's still coats are getting thrown out with, like, my wife's a nurse up at the hospital. There are always people are like, hey, here's this stuff, our kids have outgrown it, you know, someone who can have it. So in doing that stuff, it just gives us a chance to recycle, do the stuff. And what it would be, it's I don't know if you guys have seen like this, a lot of the gas stations in Troy have them. The clothing donation bins. It's just, it would be one of those. Ours are blue, has our information and our mission statement on the front and on the back. And we'd like to put it somewhere down, centralized if possible.
So you're just basically asking here to
Asking permission for a spot. because we are local, we will check it every day, so there will not be anything
Like
where you
built up,
see where
yeah.
it's built up outside, stuff like
That
that.
happens.
I'll check it before I leave. For when I am out of town, my wife and my kids will be checking it, as well as my business partner can bounce out and pick it
But we're
up.
not
And all
talking
your
about
spare
cost to the city.
So there is no cost to the city.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely no cost to the city, other than the spot of land that it would be put down.
I think it's a good thing, Martha.
Awesome.
I do too.
And then like thinking like if Santa Claus comes, we can have stuff sitting out for people to grab if they need. At Fall Festival, you know, if there's stuff that we need. No questions asked, if you need it, take it, you know.
Yeah, and it's a thing, I know, when I sat up there, we had discussions about food pantries, stuff like that. This is something that I feel I want to help in the community, because I'm gone all the time. Business is extremely well for me. This is the way I can give back while not actually having to be here the whole time. So, again, when I came down and talked to Lynn, asked to get put on the agenda, hoping that it would be approved. Again, I think everyone here knows me or may know of me, knows my track record with the city and how I do this stuff. So again, it's a win-win for everyone. Like I said, we'll take care of all the issues. We'll have it delivered. We'll drop it off. We'll check it every day. It's just something I was wondering if the board would approve, as well as later on going into the thing about getting a coat rack, donation stuff up here for people in the community. Because that's the main thing. Just keep it turning and not having it shipped overseas.
And spread the word too.
Yeah.
Right. Could I get a motion?
I'll make a motion to accept the donation bin at the city park for the Gambrill family.
I'll second it. We wanna put it
So
there.
furniture, stuff, we're not doing it.
What's a good spot?
Should we ask?
Yeah, what's good, you want it right here in the parking lot, facing the street, where everybody can see it coming on down the road, or what's?
Well, so, because I don't want, I know there's limited parking up here, so I didn't want to take anything around City Hall with the parking. I know over at the park, it's something, where the one, at the end of the one shed, what used to be the lawn, where like, the storage, yeah, where all the, orange,
On the right side of that white building.
where all the orange fencing was stored forever. Just right here. On the other side.
Semi-mobile, right, in case you.
Yes,
God forbid,
yes,
want
so
to get it out in a
it's,
hurry.
how it's set up is a forklift or anything to pick it up. So it's actually 100% metal. It has a forklift that can go in.
Set up like a dumpster.
Yeah, it's exactly like any of the other bins you see around
We
Troy.
might have a pallet here we could put it on.
We do that.
Well, so how it's set up is it's pretty much, the base is the pallet.
I see.
So the base is a galvanized pallet to lift it up.
Okay, so
Fantastic.
Yeah.
you would prefer to have it at the park?
I think at the park because it stays out of your guys' way, because I don't want to get into the thing.
I would place a notice on, Facebook.
Yeah, and
I think we can
once we
probably
get it
talk to
done.
some people on, maybe friends and neighbors of.
Well, and it's also something, I'll reach out to the school, because I know the school from time to time, when they clear out their lost and found and stuff like that, they're always looking for somewhere to go. And if they're clearing it out, I figure if it stays in the area, it helps that way as well, so.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. Motion carries.
Thank you, Stuart.
Thank you.
Huh?
Makes my life better.
Stuart, if we have stuff, like I have a bunch of stuff I'm selling, a bunch of stuff I'm gonna get rid of. If instead of filling up the bin, is there any way I can set up a call when you guys?
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
drop it off so you guys don't have to go there.
Yeah, because like I said, everything we take to our warehouse in Troy, and then that's where we launder, we switch it out, we sort it all, and then that's where it's divided out.
Okay,
So.
perfect, okay, thank you.
Okay, next is the city Christmas party, and Santa.
Where's Santa?
Hey, Santa.
How'd you get that idea?
Take on this one.
Well, number one, last year we had a Christmas party for the city. It was a non-political party and we want to do it again. Now going back to Santa, I want to do Santa at the city wants me to, and we pick a date to do that. And we can either do candy or whatever we can determine at that time.
The sheriff here actually even brought up some, presents, like to try to get.
And the St. Louis Sports Outreach had made toys available for area kids, and 2 years in a row, we brought that, so. if we had
Bikes and stuff
time,
like that.
Yeah, if we had the date, and we could kind of coordinate that.
Perfect.
Okay. But we need the board's permission to pick a date and we do it.
The banks is, I think, the 13th. I think I saw
That was one?
Huh?
Was it 13?
I think it's the 13th.
We're gonna put a Christmas party committee, are we gonna try to do a Christmas party committee?
Yeah. Well, Christmas party for the city employees and the board.
Well, yeah,
I
whoever,
guess that's what
we also did it,
Oh, okay.
we also did it for whoever volunteered at the fall festival as well, I think,
Yeah.
thank them for,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, my plan is for that is to prepare a brisket and a pork loin.
And then everybody else bring a dish,
Yeah, we'll bring it, you know,
yeah.
I can,
brisket and your pork.
yeah, Mr. Phillips has finished furnishing it, I'm gonna cook them. And then we'll get some baked potatoes and throw them in the smoker, that makes it easy to, the potatoes.
And then everybody,
Great last year.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on the 6th of December, it's a Saturday. Well, we can do Santa the same day.
My birthday.
Well, that's,
We don't, if they're gonna have it on the 13th, you don't need to compete with us.
no, no.
We can do it the
the 6th.
6th, I don't have a problem with that.
The 6th, we can do Santa from 12 to 2. We tried that and then we never
No,
had
they
any
ever showed up?
response.
Yeah.
We never had any response.
We had two
We still
people,
have fun.
we had 2 people show up, and one of them was I brought the grandkids.
But if that's what the board wants to do, that's what we'll,
so are we doing the 6th or the 13th?
no, we can't do the 13th, that's the banks. We don't wanna compete with.
No, but I mean, we could, okay.
We can do both on the same day. We can do Santa from 12 to 2, and then we can have the party from 5, 6, whatever.
I'm good with the 6th, and then that way,
Does that
we're
work?
not competing with the bank.
Anybody else know of anything that's going on the 6th that would keep people from bringing their kids down here for Santa?
Forget my present.
Okay.
So we'll do it the 6th? Thank you.
Fence decorating contest. I have reached out to Stephanie Mound. She and I have been talking about, because of the controversy with the fence, it's a necessary evil, we have to have it, because we cannot keep repairing broken tubes from ATVs running over the tubes. And if you don't fence it in, then they're gonna run over.
Then I think we can all agree with you on that, one, especially with the dirt bikes and the four-wheelers and all the problems that's been going on here in the city.
So Stephanie used ChatGPT, which I need to get into that. Came up with some really cute ideas. The tagline on one of them is, "Let's turn our town's fence into a frame for the future. Building beauty together, one panel at a time, where community roots and color grow." One of my favorites over here, the rustic contest name, one of my favorites was "Making downtown feel like home again." That's my entire goal. I want to bring people from the outside that have Silex as part of their address into the city to be a part of things. I don't want the division anymore. I want everybody to be here and take pride in the fact that Silex is part of their address. So, but there's some ideas and you know, if the board wants, I guess we can set up a committee to do that, or we need to set up some rules. We need to set up pick some judges and a time we're going to do it. I think Christmas theme would be nice. It'll give us enough time to get it done.
You want it done by Christmas, right?
$50 gift certificate, $25 gift certificate, and a $10 gift certificate. They used to do a house lighting contest when everybody was down here. Now, I don't know what the prizes were, but, when we moved up on the hill, we kind of got away from that. Stuart, you have?
So I have a suggestion. I know some of the kickback or like bad feedback is like the students complaining about some of the stuff. And if you want to bring the community together, like maybe not for the Christmas time, but like beginning of school year, you could do something where you have the classes, freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, take a section of the fence and then put the thing up there.
The possibilities.
Because I think if you bring them in there, because I think that was some of the biggest complaint was when other schools are coming in, they don't want it to look like they're visiting a prison and stuff like that. Well, then it would be the school actually, the students actually having a decision on some of their stuff, what goes in.
There's the possibilities are actually endless.
Yeah.
You know, we can sell advertisements. People can post their ads, you know, on the fence coming in, they'll see it, you know, from that end.
I just think if you want to bring the outside community in, I think we all agree that when you talk about the Silex community, if anyone says I'm from Silex, they see if you go to Silex school, they consider you Silex.
Right.
And if you want to bring that in, you start with the younger generation, having them feel as if they have a say of what's going in, what's going on the wall. I know from experience, if the kids are happy, the kids feel like they have a say, the parents are happy, parents want to come back into town and do stuff.
Yeah.
That's just my
I've already
opinion
talked with the art department
on
about
this.
doing a mural on what George Roberts' building was, where this, I think you're talking about the storage.
Yeah, the idea I had with that building was them to put an owl on it, but then to be able to graffiti it throughout the year, and then come back at the end of the year, the new class, paint it white again.
Oh, I don't know that.
But it gives them a little bit of
What do you
labor.
do in the spring?
How many city blocks?
When the school kids go, before the kids go back to school?
Right,
Is
right.
that what you're saying, Stuart, in the spring?
So it would be in the spring, because
I think that's a good idea.
because I think you set it up, that gives them something
Say
to
they're
start
having
the
a
softball
tournament. If
season.
they wanna decorate the fence for their tournament, saying, you know, owls, like I said, the possibilities are endless.
Yeah, but I do think getting the school involved in it is gonna
I agree.
take care of some of that kickback that they're having, the negative of the fence. It is a necessity, it is something that has to be there, but let's get them involved in the thing. I think it's the way you kind of smooth everything over. But like I said, if the kids are happy, parents are happy, everything runs smooth.
Shane? I'm not sure.
Is a bottom wire, barbed wire necessary on the top?
Yes.
ATV is not gonna jump over that.
That's just to keep people from going over it.
Okay,
Yeah.
that would be a big.
Unfortunately, the government, you take the wire down, they're not gonna like it.
What's the difference? Well, maybe you guys price pointed it, the highway cables, that's less of an eyesore. I mean, that looks like Alcatraz. It's bad. I live up on the hill.
It wasn't our decision, the government said this is what you're doing.
Oh, so they kind of said this is what you
That's
have to
because
do.
of $5.5 million.
Yeah.
At least that's what I've been told, is that correct?
That's correct.
Yeah,
But
it is.
look at it this way.
I mean, I don't have a horse in the race. I'm
No,
not.
but let me make a point. If you go to the bank and you borrow $110 to put up a fence, they give you the money, and then you come back and say, I don't like the way that looks, and you tear it all down.
Oh,
and scrap the material.
Oh, I get it.
And then you go back home and say, I need more money to build another
I mean,
fence
it's-
that I like better.
It's up now. I'm not saying take Mailer's bid of 65 grand and mow it down. I'm just asking, was there other options?
But we have to consider also that for future funding, you know, you don't.
You don't like the hand and teach you. I get it.
Exactly, and
Right. It was
we
just a
will have
general
black
question.
marks against us, trust me. They wanna protect their assets. So, and if we have pipes that are broken down there and there's sewage water on the ground, that's what the DNR
Oh,
violation.
I get the necessity for a barrier.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was just a general question that we
Well,
had off.
But with as many sides as there is on all the fences,
Yeah.
we could divide it up by classes. I mean, if there's 12
Oh,
sides,
yeah.
12 classes in the school,
Yeah, like I said, that's
Start
gonna be
with the
rusted
first
by
grade,
the time
all the way
I'm
up.
done
So I
tonight.
I do wanna mention this though.
Alright.
So on every corner post and every gate entrance, I would like to make a flag holder so we can hang our flags every year.
Yeah.
Like we have been, and I'd also like to be able to offer the school to be able to hang their flags on that fence too.
of course.
You know, so when they do have their event, people come in, they see our flags, they also see the school.
The school flags, I
They
agree.
intimidate the other schools.
The only restriction we have is we cannot restrict the flow of water.
Right.
We couldn't put like a piece of plywood down at the bottom of those fences because the water has to be able to flow through.
So you can solo cup everywhere.
But there the possibilities, I'm excited about it, and I think we've got some good ideas.
Yeah, who's gonna pick them up when they all fall down the road?
Well, that's the maintenance guy.
Now, whoever's doing
I'm
that.
just wondering.
I'm just kidding.
I do think though, that I think somebody mentioned, and I thought this was a wonderful idea when we had the tractor pulls. They sold us a block section, everybody that wanted to make a donation to the city, get a section to decorate, like I can name for instance, Johnny Thompson. His family bought a section, wonderful picture of Johnny, big old smile, sitting in the lawn chair waving to people. And I thought that was absolutely fantastic.
That's another possibility for, bringing people in, is the track, you know, there's all kinds of things. We've got good stuff going on here, I need to keep it flowing.
I did wanna, I forgot about something earlier when we were talking about the truck and tractor pulls. Sean is an excavator, and, they're digging up a lot of good, he knows what good clay is, no rock in it. He's at a couple different builds. If I wanted to see if I could get the board's permission, we've got your buddy, I don't know if he would give us that rate of $100 a load. If they're in Wright City right now, so I was gonna have you check to see what
They
you
might
would
even
do.
do that.
For Wright
I
City.
think we're gonna have to see if it's even on the, if it's even gonna be done at this
Do it.
point this year. It's not, that's not even
Right.
happening now that we're going into winter, it might not be worth sitting around. We'll put
Okay.
a fence around it.
Well, I was trying to help save the city some money, because I know that Karen Park would be willing to give us that clay, if I can just get a cheap price to haul in. And, I just said as long as there's not a lot of rock in it. You know, even Sean was looking for. I don't know, but I should know when to present that to the guys.
So we have to include you, Lynn, and TJ, we would always go figure that out, if it's good clay, I wouldn't see why not at that point, yeah, we can do it.
We need to figure out, well, maybe not, we can just leave that pile up there for the kids to ride their bikes on.
Oh my God, I love it.
They do, they're having so much fun of it every time we see.
Oh my God.
Well,
Yeah, and
and
we
I'm
got-
helping some residents out too.
Uh,
Nobody told me I could, but I am on my time. Just saying, I'm
Okay,
not gonna lie to you.
all right, dumpster for the community building.
Yes, that was, I was asking for
So
it.
we can clean that building out.
Clean it out and utilize that building as a maintenance shop, so that we can all the equipment, everything inside, it's just sitting there right
At
now.
least get it cleaned out, so we get the mold out.
And there's stuff in it
There's
that
no
will
mold.
bring the city some
It
money.
smells
Oh,
terrible.
you can like 40-yard
Yeah, but-
dumpster or something?
I was thinking make a 20-yard roll off or
Is that
something.
good enough?
I don't
Oh,
know.
yeah.
Would 20-yard be enough?
Well, because let me tell you, there's a lot of stuff in there that can bring the city money. It's just been sitting there.
Okay.
It's a kitchen equipment that might not be new, but I mean, there's stuff in there probably worth $500,000.
After all the burns, low houses, or any of that stuff that needs to go in that dumpster,
There's
or 40-yard
also-
would help clean that up, though?
Yes, yes.
There's also the fact that there's a lot of paperwork still in the building there that needs to be more in this environment, not that
So
environment.
that you guys have access to look at it if you want to.
Right, all the old paperwork that didn't get flooded is still up there, so it needs to come. So the building needs to be cleaned out.
So we loaded that, if it's so, it's probably not good, but yeah.
We can look at
Right now, the building is just a storage area for junk.
No, I don't either.
Can I get a motion?
I know there was talk though, we were gonna reopen the kitchen.
Well, even if we do, it's still gotta get cleaned out.
No, fair
See what
enough.
I'm saying? And then plus if it's got a little extra where they did the burns and stuff to clean that up, all that old stuff back here, we can get it instead of having actual nice work.
But floodplain ordinance says, you cannot invest more than 50% of the worth of the building. I
Right.
cannot get anybody to come down here and tell us what that building's worth.
Right.
So that's kind of where we are right now.
And didn't we talk about making that historical building?
So you gentlemen need a 20-yard dumpster?
Clean them up out.
I'll put a motion to get you a 40-yard dumpster on that way we can clean up these burn piles.
everything that we
Fence
think-
gets done, the city looks a little cleaner because the stuff's been sitting for a while, that way you got a little extra.
Everything that we think is sellable or usable.
Right, yeah,
keep
get rid
it
of-
room,
yeah.
and then you guys can all make decisions on what.
Make a
you're
list.
gonna do.
Make a list.
I'll second the motion.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. Motion carried. Stand up mower. Buy new or replace motor for next season.
Gary.
It'd probably be better to replace it, but we could get by a few more years with
Replace
just
the
the
whole
mower.
mower.
You're gonna spend $2,000 on a mower, you're gonna spend about 7 or 8 on a new one.
How long have the new ones lasted, roughly?
It was 5 years. And
5 years?
I've done a lot of work to get it that far though. I've had to weld the deck and the baffles back.
Is that the one that? I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so it's been abused, it's been used, it isn't like I, was tearing it up, it's daily use. I mean, you look at all the ditches that I mow with that, and you can't do that with the, sit-down mower. You have to have the control with the stand-up. So, in the past, we got quotes on those, and, I got a particular brand, the Skag brand, and the reason I did that is because of all the research I did on the different products, plus I've spent 15 years building that kind of product, so I kind of know what I'm looking at.
Are all the old bearings still in there, the belts, is that all that?
Yeah, see, as far as that goes, like hubs and stuff, you can replace the bearings in the hubs.
I mean, are they up to date as the metal?
All that's still good, the deck's, but the transmission in it, the transaxles in it, all those years, one of them goes out, you're looking at $3,000,
That's what I was thinking.
So,
But you agree,
we could do this, we could put an engine on it and use it and get a newer one instead of shock. So if anything goes awry, you can go back to the one that's not.
Would it be the same maker, would it mount?
Huh?
Would it be like the same maker, would it mount, or does it matter on how it mounts? I'm not really familiar with changing.
What's that?
The motors, the Skag.
It's a certain motor. I mean, you can get different levels of the motor depending on and I can drill new holes for like I put a Kohler up where Kawasaki was on my motor. It's possible, you just have to get the right shaft.
If we got a new mower, though, we're looking at a good 5 to 7 years with a few odds and ends.
About 7 years is about it. And that, like the one I'm doing, the one I own, is an 86. So you can carry them for years if you're willing to put the work into them.
But if you get a
But
new
this
mower-
one runs not on, it runs on a transaxle and the hydraulics on it. We already had to replace one side on it, and I think that fix was $3,000.
We mow a lot of grass.
We mow a lot of grass.
My question is this, now with the mower, we can spin all 3 accounts, right? Because you're mowing the sewer areas, the water areas.
That's what we did last time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we want to look at the finances of it, see how we want to do that, and then look at?
Well, that's what I'm looking at, we only have 27 in the general, we have 326 in the sewer, and we have 37,000 in the water.
Well, consider we're going in where I said we table this till we look at the finances. And
Yeah, I can
just
give you
want to
more
like
information.
first and get into the next fiscal
We'll
year.
give us a price on.
Yeah, I'll give you information on.
Don't they have like spring days where they run sales and stuff, like?
Yeah, and it's better to buy them over the winter than it is to buy them in the spring. So. And I'll get you the information on that.
Thank
So
you.
we're tabling till spring?
Well, just after the first of the year, I think we can bring back up another fiscal, that way we can look at
Yeah.
everything and see where we're sitting, and if that's a good idea or not a good deal, or whatever it's at.
I just want
Best time to buy it when it snows on
Well,
the ground.
if if we clean out some of that thing, if there's any money over there, it might give us some money to actually get us a mower, maybe, there is a lot of stuff there, I don't know.
Well, my question would be to, like, since I'm in charge of maintenance for you guys, to give us the cost, we'll look at the cost versus, would you be able to put the motor on yourself, or would we have to hire somebody?
No, we can do it ourselves. Yeah, it would just be the cost of the motor and maybe a hub or a pulley or something, just depends, you know, what you find that's messed up. You know, I mean, I use it a lot.
Right, that's why I said sometimes you don't want to chintz on something, if it's got taken a
Let
few
me
years,
give
it's
an
already
overall
done.
review of the motor, what needs to be repaired and fixed and cost, and then we'll look at.
Yeah,
the
tires,
cost.
deck, absolutely.
Right, and tires is almost an every year deal. I mean, that's just a throw-in, tires and blades and belts, almost every year. You're gonna go through at least three to four sets of blades a year, which we only did two this year. I
This
think.
year, yeah.
You know,
But that was all, but we also have 3 mowers going now
Right,
too,
right,
So we're tabling that then?
yes.
until after the first of the year.
Okay. Rock needed roads and spots around town, the post office is one,
Yes.
where we did some digging and it's falling in.
Yeah, we have a big problem coming down my road, as they put the green box down there.
You're always gonna have.
I know, we need rock there.
You're always gonna have problems.
Well, now they're damming
Put
up,
it
but we
there and
cleaned
then
out.
it rains and it's gone.
Well, at this point now, when it rains, it's back up, when they dug that, all that new riprap we all had put in down in there, that culvert, they packed it in clay and mud, so now the water's hitting that, damming up and coming back.
Where we,
back.
my Henry did that, remember?
So I know we're gonna have to get out there and probably visualize a little better and see what's going on and see exactly what to do, but I do know we're gonna need some rock, we need rock up there, we need rock by the post office, yeah.
Chief Fair was kind enough to loan us a fire hose the last time the boys were able to blow it. I think he pulled
Yeah,
some, with the mini, he pulled some of that out, and we were able to blow through, get that going, but for whatever reason, it just keeps.
You know, all the road runs down, the water runs down, it brings all that loose rock with it.
Right, but,
And it just filled it up.
right, and when we're grading the road, I mean, I'm not.
Well, that's the issue, it's never gonna grade it properly. We
Right,
can't
it
grade
needs to have a little bit of a,
Crown.
crown.
But right now, the grade is so hard for being packed for so many years now, we're gonna have to look at that with the financials and
I
see.
can't believe nobody's not taking their tires out, their cars out with that, with hitting the super.
Well, that's another thing. How much rock is needed down here and down over there?
Quite a bit, since that curve and always washes out, yeah.
What can we get
We
loaded
got a
rock
ton
for?
of rock in our driveway, cause it
Well,
washes
that's
down.
well, that'll probably all wash down your
And
end.
when it rains, it ends up in our driveway.
Right.
Goes
I'm
through your
just
garage, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I
How
bet.
much are we getting loaded rock for, roughly?
Oh, what did he give us?
Last time it was, 160 for 18 ton of inch minus,
Yeah,
and $100 delivery through my buddy.
So roughly 260.
yeah, we got,
That's for 18 ton.
crazy.
That's a 10.
And, but now that's 1 inch minus.
Yeah.
You get the clean, it goes up about $4 a ton.
Well, the magnets will pack a little better, but once it freezes, the water's in the potholes, if it's not graded right, hydraulics alone will
We're
blow it
back
back
to
out.
all of these on.
Yeah, the problem, like you said, doing it right, the problem was just throwing rock on it. I'm sorry.
And I think that's some of where we can get the matching in kind, because we've tried to put rock on it to repair it.
Yeah.
We've used our tractor to grade it. So I think that's some of the things with the grant coming up that we can use to meet the matching in kind.
Yeah, cause Steve and I have done the road.
Yeah.
So many times.
So we need to keep, we need to get receipts together and.
Okay.
So I mean, you guys are out there, I mean, would 4 loads get us up there, a couple, over 2 or 3 up in Newtown, one up over
And a
there?
couple of bigger
No,
rocks?
just all 4 loads of the same.
Of minus?
It's not
Comparing?
Yeah,
I
cause
mean,
if you use
check
that,
on that.
you use that bigger, you're using it to compact. It's
Figure it out,
right.
it's gonna get kicked off and,
Right.
and the clean was too much.
Well, sometimes if you do some of the minus underneath, and then if you